Good morning, everyone. So we are the Group 4, and today we're able to discuss about the Chapter 5, Laws Regulating Travel and Tour Services. So by the way, I am Vincent Bakuli, the first reporter. So in this chapter, we have 4 objectives. So first is enumerate the procedure in setting up a travel agency. Identify the responsibilities of a legitimate travel agency or tour operator. Third, differentiate ethical from unethical practices by travel agencies and tour operators. And last, give examples of issues, concerns, and problems travel agencies and tour operators may have in the conduct of their business. So as my part of my topic, as we all know that part of the tourism industry, the pivotal role of a travel agency is regarded as a revenue support of the nation's economy. As we observe today, the Philippines has a lots of travel destinations. So the Department of Tourism or the tourism industry has a big impact in terms of the Philippine economy. So the laws regulating travel and tour services in this chapter involve implementing rules by the Department of Tourism and also by the Supreme Court decisions which define the nature of the business of a travel agency and tour operator. So a background of the validity of e-ticketing and booking customers by virtue of RA 8792, or also known as the Electronic Commerce Law, is also included. So the RA 8792 is under the Tourism Act of 2009. So, but before that, we tried to, or shall I say, I tried to expound what's the Electronic Commerce Law is all about. So actually, it is enacted to promote e-commerce in the Philippines and to recognize the legal validity of any electronic documents and signatures in all electronic transactions. So the RA 8792 has its key provisions. So we have here the 5 key provisions. First is legal recognition of electronic documents. So it recognizes the legal validity of electronic document, either both a physically paper document or electronic or run by electronic devices. So same as like validity. So admissibility of electronic evidence. So of course, like for example, is scanning. They tried to get any an electronic ticket, like for example sa plane ticket nimo is pwede rin mo siya mo-generate man na siya after nimo ka ng book or inana. You can present it as your evidence nga nakabook ka or something, you have transactions through online. So third is the formation and validity of electronic contract. The fourth one is electronic payments. So like for example, ani is kanang unsang gigamit na to karon. We have the GCash. Mostly we do that electronic payments through sa kanang mga bills. And last one is protection of consumers. So it provides the protection of consumers in electronic transactions, including provisions for privacy and data protection. So actually, this law has a benefits to all citizens. Like for example, we have the efficient and cost-effective transactions, improve business competitiveness, and also increase consumer confidence. So since it is this law established, so the consumers have their confidence to present their electronic transactions and have their confidence to comply any electronic evidence. So next is we have the tour operator shall mean an entity which may either be a single proprietorship, partnership, or corporation regularly engaged in the business of extending individuals or groups such services pertaining to arrangements and bookings from transportation or accommodations, handling and or conduct of inbound tours, whether or not for a fee compensation. So if kanang as an individual, if di ka ganan og hassle sa imong part, so you will kanang mukha ka ng mga tour packages. So kaning tour packages ani is ang mo handle anis kaning mga tour operators. So sila nang bahalaan na from your bookings of your kanang flights bar or your tickets, from kanang hantod mahuman ng imong trips is sila mo handle na. And then also, tour guide shall mean an individual who guides tourists both foreign and domestics for a fee, commissions, or any other form of lawful remuneration. So next is we have the travel agency's covenant with its customer is to make a travel arrangement on their behalf. So if there are some individuals nga ganahan og kanang no hassles on their side, so there are lots of travel agencies will try to collaborate on them. But of course, as part of the individuals or some or like us, is we should kanang pay gid ta. But make it sure nga we pay, but all things are worth it. So the next is under the RA number 8239, also known as the Philippine Passport Act of 1996. The renewal of application for the issuance of passport may be filed by any licensed travel agency duly accredited by the Department of Foreign Affairs. So in getting the Philippine passport, only the Department of Foreign Affairs can provide on it. They provide a certain link, or shall we say the online appointment, which you can choose your convenient time, or when you can visit the department physically, and then you will provide a certain requirements, like for example PSA, which actually they can obtain your personal information, and then after a few weeks they will release your passport, and then that's it. I guess that's all my part of my report, and thank you for listening.
Good day, everyone. To continue the topic, my name is Kiara Rumarati and I am the next reporter. So my report is about accreditation of travel agencies and tour operators. Section 2. Who may apply for accreditation? Application for accreditation is any person, partnership, or corporation desiring to operate and or engage in the business as tour operator shall accomplish the application for accreditation prescribed by such purposes. So, the following may apply for accreditation. As tour operator, first is we have a resident Filipino citizen. So, only individuals who are Filipino citizens and reside in the Philippines can apply. This requirement ensures that individuals applying for accreditation are not only citizens of the Philippines but also live in the country. So, dili lang kay Filipino citizens ta, but also we also reside inside the country. So this helps promote local ownership and ensures that the operator has a deep connection and knowledge to the local culture and tourism landscape. So, di ba, as tour operator involving this activities is did you na malikayan nga we have client kumuas about the local culture, about the places, and asking for suggestions where to go. So dapat kita nga naa dira is dapat knowledgeable enough to answer that questions, kay of course automatic man na mo sync silahang otok nga we know a lot of things about our culture and the tourism landscape. So next we have a partnership organized under the laws of the Philippines. So for partnerships to be accredited, at least 60% of their capital must be owned by Filipino citizens. This means that the majority of the financial backing must come from locals, which helps in fostering local investment and ensuring that the economic benefits of tourism are retained within the community. So this giving back to the community to sustain the cycle. So the cycle involves the community or the people are contributing to the activities of the tourism, like kanang travel, kanang checking in sa hotel, going to the tourism destinations, um, and among others. So and and the tourism industry will also give back to the community. So it's a cycle, so community to tourism industry, and the tourism industry going back to the community. So next we have is the corporations. Corporations organize under the laws of the Philippines. So corporations must have at least 60% of their common or voting shares owned by Filipino citizens. This ownership requirement extends to the board of directors as well, where at least 60% must be Filipino. This ensures that both the financial and strategic decision making of the corporation are controlled by Filipinos. So this is somehow the same with the partnerships, but it has a broader aspect because it involves the board of directors naman. And further, promoting local interests and contributions to the tourism sector. So all in all, the purpose of these requirements are designed to protect and promote the interests of Filipino citizens in the tourism industry, ensuring that the benefits of tourism development contribute to the local economy and culture. So the next one is Section 3 for purposes of accreditation. So, for purposes of accreditation, the following are the supporting documents to be submitted with the applications. This section outlines the necessary supporting documents that applicants must submit for accreditation as a tour operator in the Philippines. So, each document serves to verify the legal, operational, and financial qualifications or background of the applicant. So the applicants, as for tour operators, are screened or screening jud sila to ensure that they are qualified sa position or to handle the job. So first, we have here business registration, a certified true copy of the articles of partnership or incorporation and its bylaws and amendments duly registered. So applicants must provide proof of their business's legal establishment through relevant certificates and incorporation documents. So this ensures that the entity is recognized by the government, because all business is of course moagi biajita og government. So we cannot proceed on sa mga operations if we are not yet registered. So next is B, complete list of its executive officers and employees, tour guide, and travel representatives. So this is all about staff qualifications. So there is a detailed list of personnel, including their qualifications and experience, is required. This helps assess the competency of the team managing the tour operations, ensuring they have the necessary expertise. So the personnel that you have, the personnel or the staff should have the skill set needed for the job. So dapat they know what to do about they know their responsibility regarding to their position and their job. Next is C. For alien officers and employees, valid visa from the Bureau of Immigration and the proper permit from DOLE. So, foreign employees. If the business employs non-Filipinos, documentation proving their legal status is needed to comply with immigration and labor laws. So, foreign employees, if as of course is dili man jud ni nato siya malikayan if there are foreign nga mo apply for the job, no, because also we are promoting multicultural employees, so we are welcoming and open to welcome them. So but they will be allowed to be hired as long as they will comply with the requirements that is needed, like documentation proving of their legal status. No, they have to submit that to the Bureau of Immigration and Labor Laws. So next is contract of lease or contract to lease the office space intended for this of the agency. So office space. Evidence of a legitimate office location must be provided, either through a lease agreement or a sworn statement from the landlord. So this should be dapat najud may mapakita nga proof or document that your business is kanang naa nga location, naa nga lugar. So this confirms that the business has its physical presence. Next is letter A, mayor's permit or municipal license. So this is all about local permits. A mayor's permit or municipal license is required to show that the business complies with local regulations and is authorized to operate in the area. So yes, dapat your business is permitted and licensed already before you start the your operations or your activities of that business. So next is F, latest tax return and audited financial statements. So financial stability, applicants must submit financial documents demonstrating a minimum working capital, ensuring that the business is financially viable and capable of sustaining operations. So this must show that the business is stable financially and can operate and can sustain its operations. So next is letter G, an annual performance report on the sales, production, and tariff sheet detailing services. This refers to operational transparency. An annual performance report and a tariff sheet detailing services and rates are necessary to provide transparency regarding the business's operations and offerings. So this will show that there is a clear operation sa imuhang agency or sa imuhang business, like there's no kanang sagol na illegal activities. And also this should show that the business is still contributing to paying taxes. So next and lastly, we have other documents that the department may require from time to time. So, the possibility of additional documents being requested allows for flexibility in ensuring compliance with evolving regulatory standards. Next is Section 4, Additional Requirements for Tour Operator Using a Motor Vehicle. No tour operator shall use any motor vehicle while conducting tours or transporting tourists unless such motor vehicle is accredited with the department and sporting a tourist plate. So, motor vehicles must be registered and accredited to the tourism or DOT and display a special tourist plate. So the requirement ensures that all vehicles used in tourism meet safety, maintenance, like this will be monitored in terms of its conditions and technical operations of vehicle, and also meet regulatory standards. This helps protect the safety of tourists and enhance the quality of the transportation services provided. So, tourist plates. So the tourist plate is actually serves as a recognizable identifier for vehicles used in the tourism sector. It indicates that the vehicle is officially sanctioned for tourist transport. Also, which helps the law enforcement and regulatory bodies to monitor our regulatory bodies monitor compliance and protect tourists from unlicensed operators. So we are not allowed to use other motor vehicle aside from the accredited vehicles. And next is the Section 5, Minimum Office Requirements. So the tour operator shall comply with the following office requirements. We have here location in a commercial district. So rather than a residential area, ensures that the business is accessible and visible to clients. Kay importante jud kay na siya nga dali ra siya makita jud sa clients. Also, this should aligns with the local zoning regulations that designate areas for business activities, promoting a vibrant tourism sector. So the second one is it shall be easily identifiable, no? Exclusive use for tour operations. The requirement that the office be used is exclusively for tour operations reinforce the professionalism and legitimacy of the business. They should have spaces designated for their tour operations, and ensures that the space is dedicated to customer service, operational activities, and administrative functions related to tourism, which can enhance the overall customer experience. So that will be all for my report. Next report, please.
So good day everyone, my name is Marco Inbuot and I'm going to be continuing our discussion in all about the laws regulating travel and tourist services, in which right now currently on this slide is we are going to start off the topic on and all about the discussion of the law under the context of travel and tourist services. So the following provisions provide for the minimum requirements for the accreditation and operation of a travel and or tour operator by the Department of Tourism. So here are the first provision, in which right here is we have the accreditation, yeah, under the International Air Transport Association, or otherwise known as IATA. So IATA actually is an organization that represents the world's airlines. They accredit travel agencies that meet certain standards. So starting off with this kanang they actually they accredit two distinctive types of travel agencies, which are right here, as you can see, is the airline appointed agencies holding ticket stock, and also capable of e-ticketing and all other categories of travel agencies called travel sales intermediary, or TSI. So starting off sa kaning airline appointed agencies, so man is sila murag mo hold or mo handle sa mga airline tickets stock nana, or even mga e-tickets. So when we say e-tickets, there are kind of mga electronic tickets, in which right now is we known them as kind of mga online tickets, like that. So you can think of kind of mga airline operating agencies as mga, let's say, they are the official airline representatives, in which sila na jud murag kanang mo direct na jud ba, like they directly sell na jud sa mga tickets ba from the specific airline. Like let's say for example kanang mga Cebu Pacific Travel or Philippine Airline Travels, like sila na jud kanang murag representative ana nga agency, in which sila na jud mo sell sa mga tickets ana nila. So like I've said, they can also have kanang mga physical tickets, or maka-issue sa sila mga e-tickets muna na. So yeah, that is the airline appointed agencies. And next is this kaning travel sales intermediary, so actually this TSI will be furthermore kanang discussed later on discussion, in which sa mga slides put. So I'll give you an concept, mga overview lang of what a TSI is. So you can think of them as kanang mga travel brokers. So aside sa airline appointed agencies in which they directly sell, ang nakalahi sa daning travel sales intermediary is they don't directly sell tickets from a like specific airline, like as compared sa sa airline appointed agencies. So yeah, they don't directly sell tickets from a specific airline, so that's why they are called like travel brokers. And when you are when you're planning a trip in other countries, always look for kanang IATA nga IATA accredited mga agencies, such as kanang mga Cebu Pacific Travel, Philippine Airlines Travel, like that. So dapat mo tan-aw jud if kanay ba jud nga agency is IATA accredited, kay of course trusted man sila and also a reliable partner para sa imong pagplano og mga trips. So moving on from the next slide, is that we have now here the standards for like the accreditation. So in any travel agency holding standard or airline ticket stock or capable of e-ticketing may apply as IATA airline appointed agency. So the standards for accreditation will be based on the following. So right now is that we have here the first one which is the managerial qualifier, in which a managerial qualifier is a full-time person authorized to make managerial decisions and exercise daily supervision of the location, and who has had at least 2 years and at least 3 years and at least 4 years. So starting off with the at least 2 years, at least 2 years of full-time employment within the last 10 years in a managerial position at an accredited agency or corporate travel department, or in a passenger air transportation sales capacity at an airline. Or the next one is that we have here the at least 3 years full-time employment within the last 10 years as a sales counselor at an accredited agency or corporate travel department, or in a passenger air transportation sales capacity at an airline. And also at least 4 years of full-time employment within the last 10 years in a managerial position in a travel related that offers travel services to the general public. So to sum it all, murag kay medyo taas man jud siya nga kuan basahon nun. To sum it all, the first one is that the agency must have a manager who like kani dere at least 2 years, so he must have at least 2 years of experience in a managerial position of a travel agency or airline. Next is has at least 3 years of experience as a sales counselor, and also in the 4 years, he or she at least has 4 years of experience in a managerial position in a travel related business. So this next slide is, aside from managerial qualifier, is that we have now here the technical qualifier, in which a technical qualifier is actually a full-time person who performs or supervises the performance of a technical aspects of selling commercial air transportation. So he must have at least, right here is that 1 year full-time experience in this field within the last 3 years at an accredited agency or an airline, or even at a corporate travel department, and also has successfully passed the CAS, or otherwise known as the Certified ARC Specialist test, administered by the Airlines Reporting Corporation, or ARC. So a technical qualifier, like I've said, is let's just say you can look at them as a person that is responsible for kanang mga technical aspects gani of, like let's say kanang technical aspects of selling travel, like selling air travel, or when I say kanang selling air travel, is that we can think of kanang mga ticketing or even mga reservations. So maunay ang mga like mga jobs sa technical qualifier. So here are mga money ang mga requirements niya. This right now is, the first one is at least 1 year of experience in this field within the last 3 years, and aside from that, you also must have passed the CAS test, or Certified ARC Specialist. So next is the premises. So in this premises, when you say premises, is murag mao ni ang lugar, or murag dapat nga murag allocation or lugar sa ka agency, so yeah, sorry. So when you say premises, in the context lang of kaning mga requirements nila is, since we're talking about agency, so of course an agency must have an office space, like that. So why do we need mga office space? So of course we need an office space to conduct their mga operations. And next is the financial capability. So the agency must demonstrate financial stability, to ensure na makamit just mga obligations. And next is the security standards. So aside from kanang being safe, or like mabantayan, is that kani sa mga security standards kay mao ni kanang mga kuan ang mga agencies dapat mo implement sa sila mo inani, kay para to ensure na to protect its customers' data and also comply with the industry standards. So on to the next slide, in which right here is now we have the travel sales intermediary, or the TSI. So like I've said before, I'm going to be discuss it furthermore. So a travel sales intermediary, or TSI, is a business, proprietorship, partnership, or corporation that is engaged in the sale and or brokerage of travel related services such as cruises, tours, hotels, car rental, bus, and even rail transportation. So like I've said before, is that they are travel brokers. Like they don't directly sell tickets sa kaning like katong mga specific airlines, like as compared sa appointed agencies. So like to lang para masabtan siya if unsa jud ang travel sales intermediary, is like they are kanang mga travel agents nga who can help you book gani, murag sila ang mga travel agents nga murag motabang jud nimo ba nga murag mo book og mga bisag unsa nga mga from even flights to even mga hotels. So maabot sila mga hotels sa ilang kuan sa ilang expertise. So like that. So aside from that, they work with many different travel companies. So makaingon jud ka nga kuan sila no kana mga flexible sila or even mga independent sila kay wa man sila nag-rely og kanang mga kuan mga specific airlines such as katong mga appointed agencies nga mo rely sila nga let's say for example katong mga Cebu Pacific Airlines nga murag sila mo represent ato nga airline gani in which sila mo sell og mga tickets. So ang nakanindot pud aning mga TSI is that they can offer you like sa nga term kaning term nga murag one stop shop gani nga murag maka-offer sila mga one stop shop for kanang mga travel needs nimo, in which is that we have the kuan mo provide sila mga booking no like I said katong from flights to hotels or even mga other mga travel accommodations, and also mo tabang sila plan nimo mo advise sila mga expert advice on kanang in terms of kanang sa imong destination or activities na buhaton or even mga travel tips minana. And also mo handle sila like mo handle sila mga visa applications and also mga travel insurance. So yes, to make your travel planning easier and more efficient, so pwede ra ka mo kuan sa mga TSI because they can use their expertise and connections. So daghan sa sila connections to find the best deals and ensure a smooth travel experience sa imong trips. So that is what a travel sales intermediary is. So for any business who wish to obtain accreditation by IATAN or otherwise known as International Airlines Travel Agent Network, as a TSI is required to meet the following standards. So yeah, to become a kanang IATA accredited as a TSI, they must of course must meet the following standards, in which right here is that we have first the business owner must have been registered with IATAN for at least 2 years and earned at least $20,000 annually from travel-related sales. And if the business is a home-based travel agency, the owner must have invested or committed to invest $10,000. So yeah, dapat siya ka na murag na registered siya within sa IATAN for at least 2 years no, and also must is that maka-earn siya at least $20,000 from travel sales, and also naka-invested siya or committed siya to invest $10,000. So the next one is that we have the B, which is the gross travel income and gross travel sales represent no more than 15% of personal travel applicant or and family. So the travel income and sales cannot di sila dapat mo exceed of 50% of kanang of personal travel. So next one is the proof of legal form of the business and of a business bank account. So basically this talks about kanang mga business documentation sila no, in which dapat na sila proof of business registration, bank account, and even mga legal forms. And next is the letters of kanang dapat na sila 2 letters of recommendation from national and international industry suppliers or from a national travel association. So what are these kind of mga recommendations? So mga niya katong mga recommendation from like mga industry suppliers or mga associations. So the next one is the proof of the business listing in a telephone or equivalent directory, website, homepage, or advertisement showing how customers could contract the business. So yeah, dapat na sila proof of kanang mga listing in a directory, website, or mga advertisement. And next is the proof of valid and relevant errors and emission insurance policy in the name of business. So this talks about kanang mga insurance sila no. So dapat na ang valid errors and emissions insurance. And next is the proof that the business and location are in compliance with all federal, state, country, and local laws, including but not limited to zoning, registration, and business license. So yes, dapat na sila proof of with all the local, state, and federal laws. So on to the next one, is that the proof of sellers of travel state registration. So dapat kanang nasa sila proof of sellers of travel state registration, and the next is the certification that there are no pending or unsolved complaints at the state or local consumer affairs office. So dapat walay ka na murag nga na pending or mga unsolved mga kaso, no, or even mga complaints at the consumer affair offices. And the final one is the personal qualifiers, which is to qualify as a personal qualifier, the manager of each TSI location must have at least 2 years of full-time experience in travel sales within the past 3 years. So that ends my report. Thank you for listening. So next reporter, please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Maria Divino Escoyos. I am the fourth reporter. So my topic is about accreditations of tour guide, Section 9. Section 9 of Republic Act Number 9593, also known as the Tourism Act of 2009, deals with accreditations of tourism enterprises, which includes tour guides. So here is a summary of the provisions relevant to tour guide accreditation. Number 1 is mandatory accreditation. It's mandatory of primary tourism enterprises such as travel agency, tour operators, and tour guides. So this means that tour guides are required by law to get certified or licensed before they can work. This is done to ensure they are qualified, knowledgeable, and meet specific standards. Number 2 is the accreditations process. The Department of Tourism sets, or DOT, sets that minimum standards that must be met by tourism enterprises, including the tour guides. Accreditation process is the steps a person takes to become officially recognized or certified as the tour guide. It ensures they are trained, qualified, and meet the standards set by a tourism authority. They have 5 steps of the accreditation process. The 1 is training, which is person must complete a course or training program. Number 2, applications. Person submits an application to the tourism board or government agency responsible for accrediting tour guides. Number 3, assessment or exam to test the guide's knowledge and the skills. Number 4 is the certifications. Once a guide passes the exam or meets all the requirements, they receive a certificate or license. The 5th one is the renewal. So this accreditation process is like getting a school diploma. You need to study, pass the test, and get your certificate to show you're qualified. Number 3 is the penalties for non-compliance. Means the consequences or punishment a person faces if they do not follow the rules, such as working as a tour guide without accreditation. Kini, ang example niya, if the tour guide does not get accredited or dili siya certified, so kini siya maka-face siya og legal penalties. These penalties can be fine, ban, or even legal actions depending on how serious the non-compliance is. In short, if you don't follow the accreditation's rules as a tour guide, you could get fined or banned from the working. Lastly is the recognition and promotions, means being acknowledged for good work and possibly moving up to better position or receiving special benefits. O kini siya ang recognition, means this is when someone notices and praises a tour guide or for doing a great job. And the kining promotion is when a tour guide gets a better position, more responsibilities, or better pay because of their good work. So if you work hard and do a great job as a tour guide, you can be recognized with awards or promoted to better positions. The next is responsibilities of business entities engaged in travel and tour services. Business entities involved in travel and tour services have several responsibilities to ensure they provide good service and operate legally. So I have here also the 6 simple explanation of their key responsibilities. The one is provide accurate information. So kini siya, they must give customers correct details about destinations, the prices, the itineraries, and services. False advertising is not allowed. So this means if you're guiding people at the castles, you need to tell them when it was built and who lived there, not guess or make updates. As a tour guide, always make sure the information you share is true and correct. This helps people to trust you and enjoy the tour more. The second is the customer safety. They must make sure that their customers are safe during trips by partnering with reliable transportations, accommodations, and tour providers. So, customers means watching out for your tourists and guiding them in a way that keeps them safe from any harm or danger. The third is the quality service. So means being kind, professional, and prepared so that customers feel valued and have a great experience. The fourth one is the legal compliance. They must follow the local and international laws, including registering their business, paying taxes, and getting necessary license or permits. So, legal compliance means following the laws and regulations which is related to your job to avoid fines, other legal issues. Kini siya, dapat mo-follow gud mo sa mga laws and regulations which is related to your job nga para iwas ka sa kanang mga penalties or kanang sa mga fines sa legal issues. The fifth one is the customer support. They need to offer help if the customers face any issues before or during the trips, such as delays, cancellations, or emergency. So it is about being helpful and available to assist tourists, making sure they feel valued and have a great experience. And then the last is the environment and social responsibilities. They should promote responsible tourism by respecting local cultures and minimizing negative environmental impacts during tours. So, this being mindful of the environment and helping the community while running a tour business. This ensures that tourism is sustainable and beneficial for everyone involved. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am the next reporter, and my name is Bijan Angel C. Bangkol. My topic is Article 26 or Labor Code of the Philippines. Travel agencies are prohibited to recruit. Travel agencies and sales agencies of airline companies are prohibited from engaging in the business of recruitment and placements of workers for overseas employment, whether for profit or not. What is the purpose of Article 26? This provision is designed to protect workers from illegal recruitment practices and ensure that only licensed and legitimate recruitment agencies handle employment placement abroad. Recruitment and placements of workers, especially for overseas employment, require specific accreditations and regulation to prevent exploitation, fraud, and human trafficking. Let's say, let's make a scenario. For example, travel agencies of Cebu also start advertising job placement abroad, such as positions in hotels or restaurants in other countries. They collect fees from people interested in these jobs opportunities, promising assistance with travels, visas, and job placements overseas. So, under Article 26, the Cebu travels will be violating the law. This is because travel agencies are not licensed recruitment agencies and are not permitted to engage in recruitment activities. They are authorized to book travels arrangement and not to facilitate employment abroad. So, if the Cebu travel agencies were to engage in such activities, they could face penalties, fines, or even suspensions of their business license. Also, any workers recruited by a non-accredited agencies risks being sent abroad without proper protections, potentially exposing them to unsafe working conditions or exploitation. So, that's the reason why there was still a lot of working abroad, or let's say working in DOH. They were abused by their boss. And the next slide, there are the disqualified to participate in the recruitment and placement of Filipino workers overseas. First is that travel agencies and sales agencies of airline companies. Second is officers or members of the board of any corporation or members in a partnership engaged in the business of a travel agencies. And last is the corporations and partnerships when any of its officers, member of the board or partner, is also an officer, member of the board or partner of a corporation or partnership engaged in the business of a travel agency. So those are the disqualified to participate in the recruitment. And the next slide is e-ticketing under the Electronic Commerce Act RA number 8792. E-ticketing improves passengers' convenience, reduces ticket costs, and allows flexibility in travel changes. E-ticket is considered a legally recognized electronic document that holds the same validity as a paper ticket. This law supports the use of electronic documents in transactions, making e-ticket a binding contract of carriage between the passenger and the airline. For example, I want to give an example for me since I went to Manila last week. Uh, I booked my flight in AirAsia Airlines. After completing my bookings and payment, I received an ticket via email. This ticket includes my travel details, flight number, date, and time, as well as a unique booking reference number. And if my booking is not found in the airline systems, I can present my e-ticket as a proof of my booking because it was under RA number 8792 that the e-ticket serves as a legal document and is sufficient to establish my right to board the flight. It is recognized as a valid contract of carriage between me and the AirAsia Airlines, ensuring my right to the service that I paid for. And the next slide is the legal validity of electronic documents. It means that electronic documents like emails or etiquettes having the same legal power as a power documents, they can be used as evidence in court if they are kept secure and shown to be real. When verified, they work just like traditional documents in proving agreements of or obligations. And the last slide is the fraudulent in online tour package. And there is no specific regulates online tour package. Fraudulent selling or misrepresentation of tour package online is considered dwindling. For example, I booked an exclusive hotel in the Boracay. It's in hotel package in Boracay through a travel website. The package promises beachfront accommodation, free breakfast, and island activities. I pay a full amount through online and receive a booking confirmation. However, when I arrived in Boracay, I discovered that the hotel does not exist at the provided location and no one answers my calls. This is called a fraudulent activity or swindling as the seller advertised a fake hotel package to take my money. So for one word, it is a scam. So under the Article 316, this kind of deception is punishable by law as a form of fraud. So before we book online website, we should read some feedback if it is still existing or not to avoid a scam. So this topic highlights the importance of consumers protections and trust in the travel industry. This informed about this protection is crucial for safe and enjoyable experiences. Thank you for your attentions and I hope you learned something from us.